Good evening, guys. Yes, you're right. It's our time for our weekly Wednesday golf show update. So, yes, it's glad to be with you guys. And we have got a jam packed show for you guys. We've got results of Royal Johannesburg, Joburg West. It's like the results for that on Thursday. We've got State Mines coming up on Sunday. So, we're going to do a nice review for you guys. And then also, we're going to touch on it's like the Challenge 500. So, guys, stay with us. It's a fun-filled show. And then I'm going to introduce the rest of our panel. Maz and Basil, how are you guys doing this week?
So good, Donnie. Well done. You didn't even have to practice. We gave him a chance because Basil was not very good last week. So this week, Baz, you need to practice. You were practicing, right?
I'll practice.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We were off last week on a bit of a break. We're very, very busy, but we've got so much to talk about. We've got some good content to share with you today, as Donnie has mentioned. Basil, how's your day? Did you find your golf balls?
My day was great, Maz. And to mention about golf balls, I've never in my life had another golfer pick up my golf ball twice.
Stop hitting it so far.
So unfortunate that drunkard golfers think that balls laying around can pick them up. So
Yeah,
fantastic.
Baz, I have to ask, please tell the audience what the guy said to you in the tone of voice that you did earlier. Please, come on, it was so funny.
So on the 17th hole at Blue Valley today, I managed to hit my drive over the green, right? So the guy picks up my ball, and I see him pick it up. I climb my cart, and I chase to the 18th green, and I get there. And I say, listen, guys, please stop picking up my golf ball. This oak decides to tell me, yes, bro, maar jy slaat die bal te ver. So I was like, I don't know anymore.
Thank you for the story. It's a good way to start the show. And we've got plenty of our regular watchers joining us again. We've got, this is in my face. Let's move this down here. Morning, Kelly. Hello, good evening. Ducks never misses a show. Mr. Paul Ricketts, nice to see you again. We've seen you all day. But evening, chaps and Kongs. Kongs? I'm not too sure. Quibus. Hello, Quibus. Hello, boys. Carl van der Linde also doesn't miss the show. Carl, good evening, guys. Cyril is there. We could go on forever, I guess. Peter Zakario is there. All looking forward to some great golf. Graham Vito's seen you plenty today as well. Welcome, Graham. Yeah. Thank you for watching and making the time to come and join us. And Billy Hall, and Grant Nell, and Jaco Grobler, and Jaapie de Ploy, and Ansi. And a new player that is joining us for the Challenge 500 evening, Rian. It will be his first game. Looking forward to the Challenge 500 that comes up next week, Friday. Can you believe a season has flashed by and it's this Challenge 500 again? And that's going to be at, as you know, Eagle Canyon. But we'll get to that shortly. Right. Let us get down to business. The first thing that we need to touch on is the matter of 100 courses. So, as we've been discussing during the week, more guys have come forward and said they've played over 100 courses. So this is what I have. If there's anybody else who's played 100 courses, please let me know and I'll add you to the list. But our latest 100 course recipient was none other than Hanu Oosthuizen, and his 100th course was Royal West. This is what he had to say.
Hanu, a big milestone in any golfer's career is playing 100 golf courses, and Royal West is your 100th. Well done.
No, thanks, Max. Yeah, it took me 34 years to achieve this, so I'm actually kind of proud of this one. Thatch initiated this when he started with his. I think his was at Marble Hall, if I'm correct. And that kind of got me going to say, listen, how many have I played in my career so far, being a bloom boy? And yeah, today I've realized it was my 100th course. Magali's being 99, and but I've played East a few times, and I was under the idea we were playing East. Until Tuesday, I realized, no, we're playing West, and I've never played West. So I phoned Fats and I said, listen, dude, do you know West? And he's like, yes, why? I said, I've never played there. So yeah, it's a milestone. Proud of this one.
Well done, Hanu. And let's see who else has joined him. There's I've got Basil right on the top here. We'll get to Basil with a question mark because there's too many to count. Then we've got Paul Ricketts. Now, this is international and in South Africa, 135 courses. Jan Venter, 127, tied with Davy van der Merwe. These guys obviously play way too much golf. Donnie, you're right up there with Lal Lange, 122 courses. Myself, 119. My latest being at State Mines when we played there yesterday. Graham de Villiers, 113. Fats, 102. Quibus, 102. And Hanu, as you have seen. Baz, what did you tell me?
So, yeah, a funny figure for those who have Google on demand. I have to play 37 golf courses in the country to have played all official golf courses in South Africa, those that are recognized.
How many golf courses are in the country?
How many
Should we
golf
hazard a
courses
guess?
are in the country alone?
I think there's over 400. So that's a crap load. So I needed 3 exclamation marks, not 2.
Yeah.
Definitely. Mornay Kelly says he's played 53, but only been playing for 2 years now. That is very good, Mornay.
Yeah,
very,
that's
very
good.
good. So
Yeah.
anybody else, let us know how many you've played, if you've got an impressive number. We would like to know. And the final thing I want to touch on this, Baz, you've said you've played, today was your 100th, top 100th course.
Yeah, so technically today was officially my top 100 playing Blue Valley. But as a junior, I played there. But we played from the fairways. The tee boxes were in the fairways at the time, you know.
So don't count.
So it technically doesn't count. So playing off the back of the golf course, Blue Valley is... I'm not proud of it, but hey, Blue Valley, that's my top 100
There
now.
we go. Paul Ricketts says there's 137 golf courses in the
400.
country. I wonder if he has Googled this. Hey, wait, Richard Stewart, he's next on the list. 98 courses, 2
Oh, there we
courses to
go.
go. So fantastic, we're really getting there. Hansi, somewhere, hold on, Yaku Grobla, somewhere between 70 between South Africa and Canada. And every time I press this, a new comment comes up. 68 for Hansi Haman. One day I'll be at 100. Yes, one day soon, I am sure. Okay, let's get rid of this guy. I'm going to try. There we go. Right, the results from the Thursday series at Royal West. This is the results. If you didn't know, Lukey had an absolute blind over round, struggling over the last few months to actually get anything going, and then goes out and shoots -8, a personal best score, may I add. Kero O'Connell coming in at second. He's on a bit of a run of a form because he finished second at Makofle, just missing out, and there we go. So keep an eye out on Kero's name for the future. Paul Vickery, Samame tied third. Billy Hall coming in fifth with another good round of -2. Ruben, well, I played with him that day. Didn't really miss much. At one stage it was -3. And then I think at the last did not treat him well. Tim Garner -1. Carl van der Linde -1. Carl van der Meulen even. And Peter Skitter, first time with us, even. So, well done to these guys. As usual, I catch up with the top 5 and I want to hear what they have to say about their rounds, and this is what they had to say.
So Paulie, here we are. You're tied second on -3. How are you feeling?
Super. It was another fantastic day's golf game organised by Duckhook. The course was absolutely brilliant, and thoroughly enjoyed it today.
And what was your favourite hole?
Possibly 16, the par 3, because I put the first one in the water and recovered for 4 for 2 there. So I think that out of the whole day was possibly the one that saved it for me.
Yeah, look, I'm quite happy with today. It got a bit windy now the last couple of holes, but it was a good round. Went 3 under, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. And you know what's nice is I looked at the other top 10 boys. I don't think any of them did particularly brilliantly today, so hopefully I can take a couple of points out of guys.
Close to defending a Thursday series title. That's a big thing in this competition.
Yeah, look, I mean that's always been my goal from the beginning of the season, was to try and stay up there. But we've got 3 tough rounds left. I think we've got Blue Valley, Eagle and Waterkloof, so not easy golf courses, so anything can happen. So just got to keep doing what we're doing, and yeah, hopefully we can stay here.
Kero, I always say golf is a run of form. A bit of a disappointment at Makofle. You played well, but you pulled it through today. -4, second place. Well done.
Yeah, happy with it. My goal was just to break 90. I managed to do that, so yeah, happy with it.
What was the strong point of your game today?
Probably my irons. A couple of putts I was leaving a bit short, so I think I could have gained a bit there. But yeah, the approach was probably the best part of the game today.
Lukie Janssen, well done Lukie.
Lukey back in the winner's circle here at Royal West. What a round of golf, -8.
Yes, it's lovely to hit a bit of form. I've been coming through a bad patch, and to do it here at a nice course like Royal West is special. I think the match play game that we had focused on also helped to take off the pressure of the singles game. And starting off with a birdie was excellent. The iron shots into the green today it was just on. I hit a few fairways, and then the putting was just going in from everywhere. So yeah, I think when everything clicks like that, that's what happens. You play your PB.
550 ranking points into the next major. Must be happy.
Very happy with qualifying for the major. I was fortunate last year and won the Open, so it expired now, and I'm into a major again, which is excellent, and that's the goal.
As he says, when the putts go in, you stand a chance of winning anything. We all know that. It all depends.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then, I just want to give out a shout out there to Paul Vickery. Obviously, he got COVID a couple of weeks. Well, actually, it was almost like 4 weeks ago. And he didn't play golf for a long time. So I think it's the second Duckhook game back. In the group. To come third. Yeah, well done to that as well.
Well done. Let's have a look at the scorecards while we're at it. Obviously, you want to see Lukey's scorecard. Starting on the first, if I'm not mistaken, with a 4-pointer to go straight to -2. Then he gave a shot back, and then a pair of 3-pointers. A nice run of pars with 4, 4, 3, 4. And then the 7th blew out the stroke 1, but made it back on the 11th on the par 5 with another point. And then he started the back 9 with a birdie on the short par for 10th. So as you can see, that's 4 shots on its own in 2 holes. So if he didn't do that, he could have been -4, -5, which would have been a less of an eyebrow score, shall we say. And then managed to pull it through all the way until he made his, what did he shoot in the end? 78, I think it was. So well done to Lukey. I want to touch on some other scorecards quickly. Kero, as I'd mentioned, in a bit of a run of a form, playing off a 20 handicap, Baz.
Yeah, it's actually funny. As you heard Kero's interview there, he was saying that he was hitting his irons really well. And I'd like to just delve into his scorecard and actually just bring something to his attention for the last few rounds that he's been playing. He's actually been putting nicely, and I'm not too sure if he's actually picking that up. Guys that are making a lot of 2-pointers, based on their handicaps, you guys don't realize that you're actually putting relatively decent. There's very little 3-putts, and you take advantage of those pars, So very well played to Kero, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Let's see how he goes in the next games coming up. I know he's got a match play game at State Mines, so perfect time to peak. It would not be a show if we did not touch on Simon May, who's leading the Thursday League Series, shooting another incredible score of -3 off his 7 handicap. His golf really improving. Donnie, great golf.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like obviously Simon started on the back 9, shooting 37, 1 over par. Very solid 9 with 2 birdies and 1 birdie. And, obviously it's like he had a little bit of a bad stint there on hole number 7 and 8. It's like at that stage I think he was close to being sort of 5 under for the round. But yeah, he finished, it's like a nice 2 points to go like -3. Still at the end of the day, 39, 37, it's still a very good score. And that's why he's top of the Thursday League.
And we'll have a look
also,
at...
Sorry, if I can just jump in there, chaps. Not to mention the weather you guys had.
Yeah.
To shoot those under par rounds and to break 80 in those conditions. Look, West is relatively easier compared to East, but you still got to get the ball in the hole. And I always tell the guys, this game is played in the air. Right? The first thing you need to pick up is weather patterns, and to shoot under par rounds is phenomenal.
I would say the first half of the round, it was very quiet, not too much wind, but then when the wind did pick up, it picked up properly. The par 3 8th hole, I think I hit a 3-wood into that hole, and I made the green. And it was 190, but the wind was blowing into our faces. Yeah. So it just shows you what the wind can do. Look at the pins. Now, par 3 5th. Ruben Swart put it within probably 30 centimeters and missed the birdie putt. I might just add that. Tim Garner closest on the par 4 11th for 2. I think he went out early and nobody beat him the rest of the round. Par 3 16th went to a newcomer, Richard Gouveia. Well done, Richard. We still want to see you at Concepts for your swing analysis, but well done to Richard. It's time to go through the groups, the virtual groups on the day. There were 2 groups.
Yeah, Group A, we got quite an intense group. We got Oki, Ryan Jensen, Harley Miller, and Peter Prinsloo unfortunately had a loss at Hanno Oosthuizen at +1. And at Group B, it's nice to see Cole's form still up there in the red figures, beating Pranay, Andre Kotza, and I can't see the rest.
There we go.
Gideon and Grant.
Gideon and Grant now.
There we go.
That's it.
Well done to those gentlemen for winning your virtual groups. All right, teams. The blue team has smashed the red team at Royal West. Paul Ricketts, he lost his game, but he took the win for the team. Carl Philomena had a good game on even beating Fats. Lukey is not going to lose, beating Hanu. And these were paired up in match play order. Whoever was playing match play, Frikkie Steyn beating Ewald van Wyk. Donnie, you beat Trevor here, but in the match play, unfortunately, he pipped you. Billy Hall -2 over Jacques. Jacques had a long day. Henry Hall losing out to Richard Stewart. Simon beating Tim Garnick. Very, very close game. FC -3, -1. Simon winning on the singles match play game. Ruben beating myself on +3. And then Carl, as we saw, -1 against Cornell, also taking the victory. So, well done to everybody there. Lots to play for. Another team, virtual team game coming up at State Mines. Can the blue team pull one back? Okay, the knockouts have started and we're into the knockout phases. So we had one team game on the Thursday, and that was Sultan of Swing versus Crappy Fillmore. Sultan of Swing, if you didn't know, is Lukey and Coral. They were both right up there, so you would expect them to have won, but won comfortably. Donnie, look at this.
Yeah, no, that's they were ahead from the first hole, and then they never looked back. So it's like I feel sorry for Fatsa for Hanu getting beaten 7 and 5. But well done to Lukey and Coral. It's like they played exceptionally, especially with Lukey shooting -8. It's going to be a very easy day for them.
Do they get a bonus point?
No.
They don't get a bonus point. What are we talking about? All right. I also caught up with the boys who played the singles and the team match play games, and this is how they shared their thoughts of how their rounds went.
First team through to the quarterfinals. Easy game in the end when the winner comes out of your team. Congratulations. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it's a bit easier match play if your partner plays -8 on his handicap, but it went really well. We dovetailed well. Everywhere where Luki had a bad hole, I had a good hole, and yeah, in the end we won 7 and 5.
Yeah, look, I mean, it was a great round today. I mean, Tim shot lights out. I think he shot a 73 or something stupid. So the game was great. We never went more than 2 up or 2 down or anything like that. And it was just a really nice match play game that kept us both focused. And we both ended, I think, in the normal points. We ended both up there in the top 10. So it was really good. And I won, so that's a bonus.
Tim, tough against the series leader.
Yeah, no, you can play. But what the most impressive thing was that the spirit of Duckhook on the 3rd hole, my rangefinder was on yards. And he says, listen, but I'm sure you're not measuring yards. So it was really competitive. It was awesome. But then also the spirit of Duckhook came through in that game. So really much appreciated on that. Yeah.
Well, and Simon through to the next round of 16.
It was an awesome day out with the guys. Played well. Turned at the 9th, 1 up. Battled a bit on the first few holes. 7-7, so it was a bit panicky. After that we turned, and I think by the 16th eventually took it 4 and 2. Well played, Donnie. Unfortunately high handicap against a low handicap, but luck of the draw for me. Generally the day out here was awesome. Course played well, I was comfortable, and just loved it and glad to go through to the next round.
Right down to the wire, this one all square. Talk us through it.
Yeah. If I can start, I mean, yes, one of the things, it was up and down first front nine and so on, but the back nine, I mean, Cole just, he gave his everything. So he shot lights out on that back nine, so well done. Yeah. I mean,
I started well. The first 2 holes I was 2 up, but then the middle to the back of the first 9, I was nowhere, making silly mistakes, some silly putts and chips, but then back 9 I just eased up and then just played some easy golf. I think I shot 38 on our second 9. And then down 17, I actually thought I was out of it. Cornell was 1 up, thought he was going to take it 2 up, and then he missed it, and I was like, okay, well maybe I got a lifeline. And then I just played solid, easy golf. I just wanted to get a 5 in the par 5. That's what I did, and it turned out winning the hole. And yeah, it was very great. It was a very good round.
Well, we're on the 6th hole, and unfortunately I've run into a steam train. Well done, Rubes.
Thank you, buddy.
Through to the next round, round of 16. Well played. You're up in the leaderboard. I have no chance today.
Yeah, so I'm a -3 on my normal handicap, so I went to scratch for a match play. But it's still a great game. I had a chance in the previous hole, short birdie putt, and I missed it. But 4-2, I'll take it any day.
Good luck.
Thank you, buddy.
Ek dink dit was 'n dag van bietjie lak. Ek het meer lak gehad as Jacques. Bietjie beter gedryf. En quite pressure in die begin aangesit en voortou gekry en net na die draai het ek 2-3 gate vinnig gevat en daarna was dit afdraande vol.
So tough game today, Archie.
You know what? It was a tough game, but Billy played really well. So well done, Billy. Played really well. Deserved winner. Well done.
Nice to see that in the spirit of the game that the boys are playing in. A couple of close games. I see there was a stroke one, so well done to Carl in the end for winning on the stroke one. I've got the breakdown for you. This is what it looks like. As you see, Simon will take on either Peter Zakaria or Jason Ivans. That's in the left-hand side of the draw. And then we've already got the round of 16 scheduled at the bottom. As you see, Ruben will take on Trevor Miller. Frikkie Stan will take on Carl van der Linde. Donnie and myself sat before this and tried to work out who the potential winners could be when we go through all this. And Donnie's name did not fall out in the first round.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be in the semis at least.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's like, on the day, Trevor, like, giving him 21 shots, it's a very hard task. But, obviously Trevor was up it. It's like he was playing against me in the 4-ball and also Gerard, which was also a 4 handicapper. And really hats off to Trevor. He played to his strength. He didn't take on stupid shots. I think at a stage he was, -2 or -3, on the overall leaderboard for the day. So it was really, although I was down, it was really good to see how he performed and how he stepped up to play better golf, and play according to his strengths. So that was really, hats off to Trevor there. It's like, it was really nice golf to watch.
It'll be exciting to see how this all unfolds. Many, many more games coming up. Right, there was a shot of the day, because obviously I was in the 4-ball, so I grabbed my camera, and this is the shot of the day. You won't believe it. This is the par 4, 4th hole, if I'm not mistaken, and I was playing with Andre Kotze.
13.
13?
No, 4th, the one with the sloot on the left.
I've just got a feeling it's 13.
No, it's the 4th, the one with the sloot on the left. So he pulled his drive.
Oh, yes,
this is where he
sorry.
finished.
Put me on camera.
Red's trying to play it out of the sloot. You're on the par 4. 4th. Where is it? Oh, wait, it's actually going to go back here. One out of 10. Kidding me. Where's that?
That was lucky.
Yes, I think it's just short of the green.
Yeah, lucky to find the ball and to get it out. So.
Well played.
Yeah.
Just to put this in perspective, for the shot of the tournament, in that bushes there, in those trees, in the sloot, and this is where he is. It's incredible. What do you think of that, boys? He had about a 125 in from that sloot. I was standing there and I was saying, he was firstly considering, is he just going to take the penalty? And then he thought, well, if he does, he's got 2 clubs, he's not really going to go anywhere. Then I thought he was going to chip it out sideways, and then he said, no, I've got nothing to lose, let's just go for it. And that 90% air rule was in his favour. Very, very much so.
Well,
So
I
done
just,
to that shot.
I just want to know is like how the bottom of his club is looking like.
It was okay. He clipped it nicely. I asked him the same thing afterwards. I said, "How's your club?" He said, "No, not a scratch, not a scratch." Here's the Thursday League standings, everybody. Simon Mayer has now a 5-shot lead going into Blue Valley in September. 241 points over Carl van der Meulen's 236. There's the 5 points. Simon has missed a game, so he cannot make any more mistakes. But, as we know, he puts a lot of effort into it. Richard's gone down. He was tied first before going into this. Fricky Barnard's gone down 1 place. Bobby van der Spey has gone up 1 place. 232 points. Andre Carter down. 230. Ruben Swart, after a good round, up into 7th. Jason Ivins missing out. He was on a golf tour, so he can't miss any more. So we'll see how the rest of his season goes. Donnie, you are in the top 10 and tied 8th, 226. I think that's too far, Donnie. I think maybe just the top 5 realistically have a chance of taking the title.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like I would say it's like Jason and myself. I think we're a little bit too far back. The top 5 either has to miss 2 games, to bring it back to a level playing field. But I think it's definitely top 5 that's gunning this one out.
And he's defending his Thursday series title, if you didn't know. So that'd be great stuff if he managed to do that. Morneo Kelly says, "I would have been rolling and jumping around after that shot." I'm sure you would have been rolling and jumping around after that shot. I think many of us would have been. So that is Thursday series wrapped up for this month. And we wait for Blue Valley in September. If you haven't booked yet, do so. Get yourself in the field. It will be a really, really nice day. So what's next? Sunday Series 2.
I want to start.
Okay, you start. Disclaimer is...
Guys, just to let you know, the course was not that green.
Of course, those drone shots were taken summer. Drone shots are taken when the course is at its most beautiful, but it's nice to have a bit of a look at what it looks like from the sky. Yes, the guys played. We played there yesterday, just so that we could take some videos for you and do a nice preview for many who have not played State Mines, I'm sure. Yes, different, nice. Nice layout. Baz, you enjoy it. I'm not going to ask you about it because you say it all in the next little insert. But let us have a look while we're at it at the scorecard. Well, not the scorecard. The standings, Basil. You are leading the standings by 3 points. A very, very important game off a +4 handicap. You really got to keep that momentum going. Leading, Ronnie Volhurtz about 3 points on 210. Carl van der Linde at 208. Kero tied 4th with Dana Perumal moving up to 207. Frikkie down. Nicky van der Goed up. Jacques up. Graham de Villiers down after a bit of a tough time. And then Jaco Jacobs there filling up the top 10. And remember, the top 12 are playing together at State Mines in their 4 balls to put some pressure on each other. This is the scorecard. We start with a very short par 4. Well, not very short, but shortish. There's a lot of run on the course. And if you look at the meters of many of the holes, not a very long course, Basil.
Yeah, it's most definitely not your longest golf course, guys. But I still opt for you guys to be aggressive off the tee as the ball is running, and it just improves and makes your second shots a whole lot easier. And those greens are relatively new. They redid them last year March, so they're still settling in a little bit, so they're going to be a bit firm. So I urge you guys to try and come in with high clubs and try and land them soft. The par 5s are a bit challenging for you guys. That's the only defense really out of the strokes, and the par 3s also. The par 4s, that's where you guys are going to score, utilize your strokes. And just be aggressive off the tee. Don't hit irons and woods. Even if you're battling, Maz, you got to try hit driver, but don't play.
I don't need a driver. It's short.
I think we actually found Maz a driver today. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the 2 shots that I hit.
Oh, there we go. But yeah, just to touch with Baz there, it's like, I think the par 5s and the par 3s on state mines is where the difficulty lies.
Yeah.
If you think about the first par 3 that we get in the front 9, it's got a raised green, 2 bunkers on both left and right side. So it's you have to fly the bunkers to get to the green, but then it's got a small green and a runoff area. So, and then the second one is our featured hole for today. For the round, it's like, we'll see how Paul plays it. I think that's the best way to play it. But yeah, no, definitely. I think the par 3s is definitely also challenging. It's not just walk over par 3s.
And we did fool Grant Nell. State mines can't be that green. No, it's definitely not that green. All right, after the game, I sat down with you boys to get a bit of a review of what you thought.
State Mines is featuring for the first time on the Duckhook calendar. It's like we came out today with Paul and Maz, came to play a few holes, check the course out. What was your sort of overall view, it's like of how the course is looking like?
Yes, from my side, I always criticize courses in a positive manner, and the changes that State Mines have been going through the winter, through the pandemic, they've done really well. The course is going to play a little different come Sunday. Personally, the fairways are really in good nick, given that they are winter tight. They have dry dusted the greens, preparing for the spring treatment. But I think the guys are going to have a good time here. Personally, it's going to play a little difficult for those who haven't played here. You got to drive the ball well and try not hit your approach shots too long, as some parts of the course is a bit firm. I love this golf course. I've played it quite a bit, and it plays different every single time I come out.
It is winter time, so the fairways are a bit hard, so the ball is rolling a lot longer than usual. So, I don't think it's necessary on some of the shorter par 4s to just bash driver the whole time. So the guys can hit a fairway wood, hit a hybrid off the tee box. I must say, it's like the other thing is also to have a look at is, guys, some of the greens are a bit raised. So like Baz said, you don't want to go too long on some of the holes. So for me, definitely that's a thing as well. It's like placing the ball on the green is going to be very critical. There's a couple of hazards that you can't see from the fairways or the tee boxes. So like Baz said, good luck for the guys that's playing it for the first time. It's not an easy track doing that. But overall, I think the course condition was good.
And they're very cheap on their prices of booze. So if you're going to stay afterwards, you can have a few, because we can socialize a bit afterwards, which is great. You guys didn't mention the rough, and if you have any other questions, please drop it on the chat line at the bottom. The rough, not really rough, just a few featheries of long grass, but it's.
Look, I must be honest, I missed a few fairways when we played the other day, but nothing to worry about, guys.
Yeah.
We'll find your ball, and it's typical winter conditions, chaps.
Okay. First tee, here we go. First tee, as you see there in the blue, is the top 12 paired together. Basil, Ronnie, Carl van der Linden, and Donna Perimal, Frikkie, Nikki, Jacques, Jaco Jacobs, and Donnie. There you are with Peter Zach, Leon Fanada, and Jamie Sherry. Got a nice field. We've got one singles game, Rudy Mattia versus Clint Brothers, and we've got Kero, Richard, and Aldo Butties, the Fari Butties, playing each other in a team knockout. 11:15 is the start. We move on to the 10th. Yes, some spots if you want to join us that are available, but there it is. Everybody is in, and we look forward to seeing you. Before we go to the pins, we had a bit of a challenge on the 8th hole, because the 8th hole, as you'll see, is got a bit of trees, like in front of the green, a very narrow window. So this is what it looks like. Standing at State Mines on the par 3 8th, and the first thing that comes to vision is the big trees in the way of the green. And when I say tall, I mean tall.
I would suggest you guys buy long pegs, all right? The most lofted club you have in your bag, and a lot of prayer.
Or, if you like playing the ball low, use the putter.
Oh, he's got it there.
Through or over?
I went over, but I stayed down on that one. Made sure I got it up.
So I think this hole shouldn't be closest to the pin. It should be closest in tree for this one. When you look at these trees.
Over or through?
It was just over, but like just.
Oh, it's not going to be high enough. Get through. It did. Oh, yes, I struck it good and it wasn't high enough. Monster trees.
Whap, whap, whap.
Come on, ball. Here's your closest. Get over. It's gonna be good. That's the way to play the game. On this hole.
Paulie, I just want to say, it would have been easier and closer if you use your putter. So next time, just use the putter. Okay.
I don't think it'll be easier and closer. That's good.
I think like a 9 wedge, listen to me, a 9 iron is the absolute to get over that and lower. If you have to take 8s and 7s, you're not going to get over. So you might as well go through. It's nice and challenging. And that is why it's part of our pins. The first one, the par 3 8th. We will see who's going to get closest to the pin on that one. The par 3 13th is going to be the second closest to the pin, and that has water on the right. So we had a bit of wind issues, so we all pretty much, I underclubbed and found some water. And then the par 3 18th, which is a very short one, and we'll watch the guys come into the clubhouse while we're having our social doppy and see who can get closest into. Those are the pins. Boys, we're almost done. We've got our normal groups, and I've done it again. I've put the leaders together so we can see who comes out on top of Group A, B, and C. As I mentioned, Basil, Ronnie, Carl, Donna, Frikkie, Nikki, Jacques, Yaku, Donnie, Peter, Leon, Fanada, and Jamie Sherry. That will be your featured groups. Let's go to the head-to-heads. I've got something cool for you today. The ladies who are joining us will be the captains of the red and blue team. Juanita Brurik and Jacomin Haman are the captains leading the way. Juanita's got Kobus Skillman, Robert Michael, Garfield Hendricks, Barry Venter, Jan Venter, Adam Ford, Clint Brothers, Rudolph Brurik, and Ryan Jensen in his red team. In the blue team, we've got Hansi, Gerard Gerber, Ewald van Wyk, Peter van Wyk, Tim Garner, Gerard Maritz, Rudy Mattia, Aldefery, and Steve Saunders. So good luck to the ladies. May the best lady win. Let's see if the red team can get one back. Gentlemen, that is the preview for State Mines. Let me just check if there was any questions. No, bump and run. Yeah, that might be bump and run. But you have to thread it. You have to thread it. Paul,
and watch for a card path as well there.
Yeah, there's a card path. So it will be interesting to see how everybody plays that. Okay, finally, let's just touch on the Challenge 500 coming up next week, Friday. Our 36-hole event. There we go. We're on about just over 50 players. So this will be reduced, obviously. And we've got some extra prizes because this was based on 80 players. So the cash out, should I say, of credits will be adjusted. It has to be, otherwise we're not winning at all. There we go. The first tee goes off at 6:40. Once they turn, 11:30 is your next tee time on the first. We're pretty much playing 18 holes off the whites for the first one, the club tees, and then of the second round we will go off the blue ones to make it really, really interesting with approaching a course that won't be long at all, because I can imagine there's going to be a couple of holes where we don't need to hit over water suddenly, and a couple of holes which many guys can reach. Will they go for it? That'll be interesting. I can tell you one other another fact about the challenge coming up on Friday is that there will be no live scoring at this Challenge 500. We kind of alternate it. So we'll go in and it will be a surprise. So everybody must stick around and see what the end result's going to be. If you don't know about the handicaps yet, we take your white handicap and we take your blue handicap. We divide it in two, and that will be your playing handicap for the day. So you get maybe less on white, but you get more on blue. It's going to be cool. I can't wait. So if there's still space, jump in. And we always have a good time at Eagle Canyon. Boys, that's it from me. Last words with you.
Yeah, hopefully the guys have got a good week, and see you guys on Sunday.
And thanks for having us. And I'd just like to shout out to my 4-ball for Sunday. You guys better practice.
Better practice. Basil's got a lead to uphold. It'll be nice to see a +4 winning a series, Baz. That means it's absolute consistent golf as ever.
Little 61.
That's it. Keep a watch out on Facebook. Many of these inserts will go before we play at State Mines. Will be posted on Facebook, so if you missed anything, it will be right there. Thanks for watching, everybody. We really, really appreciate your time on a Wednesday evening. Until next Wednesday, we will be back because we'll be reviewing State Mines and we'll be previewing the Challenge 500. Plenty golf to come. Good night, everybody.
Cheers, guys.